Hey everybody, John here. How are you today? Doing a video here on the investor series. We got a big week this week. We've got Tesla, Facebook, and Apple reporting, the bellwethers reporting this week. I've got a very interesting clip with Jim Cramer I wanted to show you. And Jim Cramer is actually talking about Cathie Wood and Ark. I do a lot of Jim Cramer stuff, and I also do really have liked Ark and Cathie Wood. And Jim is very upfront in terms of admitting that he likes Cathie Wood. He thinks she's brilliant, but he's a little concerned about a lot of people that are, not people, but a lot of investors that are buying up all these shares, before even Cathie and Ark buy them when they say that they're going to buy them. For example, a new kind of a space ETF that they're coming out with where they haven't even purchased the companies yet. So let's go ahead and take a look there. And I'm also going to take you into the Ark Invest Next Generation screen and show you some of their updates to their positions that I see. Okay.
But it doesn't stop at piggybacking. You got a whole contingent of traders who are trying to front run Ark, as I mentioned earlier. Last week, we learned that Cathie Wood and her team are launching a new ETF focused on space exploration. In response, all the high-profile space stocks soared higher, presumably in the expectation that Ark's new ETF will be a buyer and they can toss it to the ETF. Virgin Galactic, the extremely early-stage commercial space tourism play, saw its stock jump 20%. There were similar moves in Maxar Technologies, Viasat, Iridium, Orb.com, all because Cathie Wood's new fund might be interested in them. Maybe, but the darn fund doesn't even exist yet. So these trades feel like a recipe for disaster. All told, these 5 space stocks are up 29% on average year to date. That makes it tough for Ark to get a good entry point once this new ETF launches because everybody front ran Cathie Wood. So now Wood and her team are coming under fire for all sorts of these graybeards are after, that people come on and they say that people are like frogs that boil because they're buying stocks, whatever. People get nervous when they see a fund with such incredible performance. Barron's piece yesterday made some good points about the law of large numbers. Can't manage $47 billion the same way you manage $3 billion. The skeptical Wall Street Journal article just last week, which compared Ark to one of the hottest mutual funds of the dot-com era, Janus. After racking up huge wins on stocks like Cisco and AOL, the Teslas of the 90s, the dot-com bubble burst and Janus's funds got obliterated. I don't know if it's the right comparison or not, but it's good to have historical ones. Have it in your mind. Well, I don't think Ark is the next Janus. That would be too harsh. I also wouldn't count on them to continue to deliver awe-inspiring returns year after year, especially after publishing what they're buying. Don't get me wrong. Cathie Wood is legitimately brilliant. But she and her team have to keep finding new winners. And it'll be a lot harder to find them and to buy those stocks at reasonable prices because there's so many copycats. And by the way, the people, like you look at Wall Street Bets or Robinhood, they keep taking and taking. They're not going to, they'll take her in front of for Palantir. They'll take in front for GameStop. They're doing an AMC now. They just have a Bed Bath and Beyond. If you wanted to buy those stocks, forget it. They'll move them up too much. The biggest risk, though, I think, is the lack of diversification. These speculative growth stories tend to trade as a group. Right now, the market loves momentum, so they're doing great. But the next time momentum goes out of style, well, they could be looked out below. Here's the bottom line. Cathie Wood and her team at Ark Invest have made some incredible calls, and my hat is off. My hat is tipping to them. They absolutely deserve all the praise they're getting. We are going to continue to follow her like a hawk. That said, when I see so many copycats trying to imitate the same manager and take stock ahead of her, it makes me a little nervous. So keep your eyes open. Wait for when we think enough is enough. But remember, it sure isn't yet.
So there you go. It's funny you talked about Janus. I've been invested for a while since actually 1989 when I was a kid. But basically, my first job out of college, I don't talk much about this on these videos, was Merrill Lynch. And then after Merrill Lynch, I moved to Los Angeles and worked for Sun America, which was kind of an insurance investment company. And even over at Sun America, what I was doing there is I was a wholesaler, actually. So when I say wholesaler, we were actually wholesaling the Sun America variable annuities, actually, which had obviously they're basically mutual funds in an insurance wrapper, but everybody was trying to get into Janus back in those days, and oddly enough, I don't really remember the fallout of Janus, but nonetheless, Ark is definitely Cathie Wood has certainly become famous since her Tesla price target, and I'm going to go in here I'm going to go here to ARK's website, and I'm going to show you the Next Generation Internet Fund. They've actually made some updates to their positions in terms of their top 10, and I wanted to kind of show them to you real quick because it's been pretty refreshing, actually, to take a look at Cathie Wood and Ark and their positions. But Tesla's right there at the top. Roku's at the top. Roku's probably my number one position outside of Amazon, but even Amazon, I'm trying to kind of figure out when I'm going to actually start trimming that because I'm really trying to do some exits on Amazon and pave the way for some growth stocks. But basically, they've got Netflix in there now, which I did not see before, like literally within the last couple of weeks. They're showing about a 2.621% exposure. They got Facebook in there, which I did not see before as well, at about a 2.22% exposure. And then Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. I did see, and I did a video, I think it was last week actually, about Grayscale. They were over 4%. So it looks like their Grayscale exposure is a little bit lower at about 3.5%, which is a Bitcoin Trust. It's about a $6 billion. It's about a it's a Bitcoin Trust. So it's I don't know if it's an ETF or it's a trust, but anyway, that particular holding is about a $6 billion market cap, and it's the one where the Guggenheim partners invested about $500 million into that Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. So anyway, basically with ARK, they don't have any Bitcoin directly, but they do have this trust. There were some issues related to the way the IRS was going to confiscate a lot of the returns there from Bitcoin. I do have a video where I talk about that. I'm going to go into that a little bit more detail because it's I feel it's a very interesting story that where Cathie talked about that and how they had made that decision to exit that direct investment in Bitcoin. But I do have a video which I'm going to put up at the top there where you can actually go to and you can see a little bit more color on that where she talks about Bitcoin and their concern with the IRS and the IRS, allowing them to keep 10% of their, returns from Bitcoin and then confiscating the rest. So, but anyway, so there you go. Those are the top holdings there, with ARK, and I'm definitely watching those holdings. I have some very small positions in ARK. I'm a lot more interested in the picks that she has. I don't particularly like to, invest in something I don't understand. But there you go. That's the Next Generation Internet Fund right there, and those are the top spots. So I knew it was a matter of time before Jim Cramer started talking about Cathie Wood and ARK because of their track record of 100% plus return for their ETF there in 2020. So I hope you guys like that. If you have any questions about Cathie Wood or ARK or Jim or me, just go ahead and put them in the comments area. Let me know, okay? Everybody, I came out with a blueprint recently. I cover online investing. I cover online income. I cover credit, business credit, and also financial independence in it. And also at the very end of it, I've got a guide there. It is a guide of all the companies in the U.S. that offer a free credit score, plus all the companies that offer a free FICO with a corresponding the corresponding bureau for that free FICO, and it's only $7. That guide there, I think it's almost like 15 pages of all these different groups that have it. So again, my guide is only $7 to get that, everybody. Okay, and then also I have. If you aren't already, you can generate leads, generate profits, or just generate income from your social media profiles. I've got a program called Profile Profit Machine. You get to partner with me and the world record holder for the fastest website funnel to hit $1 million. That record is 28 days. You can come in and you can literally take our funnel and clone it and make it your own with as little as 90 minutes of training. Okay, again, that program is called Profile Profit Machine. Okay, take care and have a great week.